Who all doesn't love a lottery winner gone bad story? So James Shannon Farthing hit the Powerball jackpot this spring, and almost immediately proved that money cannot buy freedom from old habits. So on April 28th, he walked into the Kentucky Lottery office grinning beside his 77-year-old mother, Linda Grizzle, and his girlfriend. They held an oversized check worth $167.3 million. That's $167.3 million. The largest lottery prize in Kentucky history. The plan, officials announced, was for mother and son to split the winnings. How precious. That's just so sweet. But within days, the next day actually, Farthing was back in familiar territory. A jail cell. Farthing has spent nearly 30 years of his life in custody, cycling in and out of prisons across Kentucky, building a record that reads like a rap sheet anthology. Burglary, drug trafficking, weapons charges, assaults, escapes, smuggling contraband, even trying to involve his own mother, Sweet Linda, in a marijuana scheme. At one point, he bribed a guard to sneak him 300 Xanax pills and painkillers behind prison walls. Now inside, he racked up citations for fighting, gambling, smuggling, and running rackets among inmates. Tattooed across his chest are the words, "Mama's bad boy." His lottery win did not slow him down though, so celebrating at a Florida resort, Farthing allegedly punched a guest and then kicked a responding officer in the face. He was arrested and booked on felony charges of battery on a law enforcement officer, along with resisting arrest. He was also flagged for violating parole by leaving Kentucky without permission. Weeks later, he was extradited back to Scott County, Kentucky, where officials discreetly held him off the public jail roster to avoid attention. How nice. And actually, Farthing's criminal history stretches back to his teenage years under the nickname Goggles. He racked up thefts, reckless driving, and drug cases before spiraling into decades of felonies. Judges and parole boards have called him a persistent felony offender and a risk to the public. But he has been paroled multiple times, only to violate conditions again and again. His arrests have included choking a girlfriend until she thought she would pass out, striking inmates over TV remotes, and failing drug tests. Even with millions in the bank, Farthing now faces a felony case in Florida for assaulting the officer, carrying up to 5 years in prison. He's pleaded not guilty for what it's worth. And the lottery may have lifted him into the ranks of the wealthy, but the story of James Farthing seems to prove one thing. Winning the jackpot cannot erase a lifetime of crime, and in this case, it may have only made the fall harder to watch. I hope he recovers, sincerely. Follow and subscribe to Creepalachia for more eerie content from the hills.